Camp Gloom Sap and the love that wouldn't die. There wasn't a mess in the world they couldn't clean, but this one had emotions. Tony stood at the tree line, mop balanced on his shoulder like a battle axe forged from cursed microfiber. His tank top screamed, "Bleach mode! Camp edition!" and his arms glistened like two sentient hams in the sunset. Jesse stood beside him in gold overalls and spotless white high tops, combing his pompadour with a flourish. The forest around Camp Gloom Sap oozed fog and whispers. Somewhere in the distance, a camp counselor screamed and a raccoon burst into flames. "This place smells like if s'mores had trauma," Jesse muttered. But for once, his voice was missing a beat of sass. He glanced over at Tony, who stood like a stoic cleaning colossus, jawline clenched like he was waiting for war, or for the mop to say, "Assemble." Jesse adjusted his sunglasses, eyes hidden. He didn't understand it. Lately, when Tony flexed, the world blurred a little. When Tony kicked in a haunted door, Jesse's heart kicked too. It wasn't just the danger. It wasn't just the drama. He liked Tony, maybe more than he should. The realization hit him like a glitter bomb of truth. Oh no, I have a crush on the mop barbarian. Tony turned to him and nodded. "Let's clean." Jesse blinked. Yeah, mop and bop." Inside the camp's arts and crafts lodge, construction paper snarled. Pipe cleaners formed into a spider demon. Tony fought off a glue monster using only a Swiffer pole and his biceps. Jesse, meanwhile, backed into a corner, breath catching, not from fear, from Tony, from the way he fought, from the way he shouted, "I got you, Jess!" before hurling a possessed stapler across the room like a discus of judgment. The pipe cleaner beast lunged. Jesse was too stunned to move. Tony tackled it mid-air, growling, "Nobody touches Jesse!" Then he turned and held out a hand. "You good?" Jesse stared. At the outstretched arm, at the eyes, at the everything. He swallowed. "Yeah," he said, quieter than usual. "Thanks." The rest of the night was a blur of bleach capsules, haunted ukuleles, and a sentient canoe. Jesse freestyled against a mud ghost and ended its afterlife with a verse so hot the trees caught fire. Tony decapitated a demon trash can with a spin kick. When it was all over and the camp lay peacefully under the stars, clean, purified, and eerily quiet, Tony looked at Jesse and said, "Want to go do go-karts?" Jesse blinked. "What?" Tony shrugged. "You've been weird all day, and I figure you need to blow off steam. You like go-karts." "You remembered that?" Tony grinned. "I remember a lot about you." Jesse's heart may have screamed. Later, at Shifty Pete's Midnight Raceway. Jesse revved the engine of his cart, freshly sanitized and stickered with the word Sassmaster. Tony sat in the cart beside him, too large for it, knees high, face serious. They launched forward on the track, spinning around glowing cones and animatronic armadillos. Jesse laughed, loud, unguarded. Halfway through the third lap, he shouted over the roar of engines. "Tony!" "What?" "Do you think, maybe, after all the grime and ghost guts and haunt gel, we could try something new?" Tony stared at him, swerved expertly around a cursed inflatable possum, and said, "You mean like us?" Jesse nodded, afraid. "Yeah, like, maybe I like you." Tony smiled. "Took you long enough." Jesse blinked. "Wait, what?" "I've been waiting for you to say something since you wrapped that demon into dust back in Ohio," Tony said, calm as dish soap. "Nobody cleans like us, and nobody makes me laugh like you." They crossed the finish line at the same time. Jesse pulled off his helmet, his hair somehow still perfect. He stared at Tony. Tony grinned. "Want to split a Victory Bleach soda?" Jesse laughed. "Only if we get curly fries." They walked off into the midnight fog, Two legends, two heroes, two guys who just might have something more than a shared hatred of grime. They sat on a log beside the go-kart track, sipping bleach-themed sodas, non-toxic, lemon-zested, FDA questionable. Fireflies blinked in the trees. Jesse's pompadour sparkled in the moonlight like a disco ball of inner turmoil. Tony leaned back, arms behind his head, muscles gently flexing with the serene effortlessness of a man who once power-bombed a cursed vending machine. Jesse sipped slowly. So, Tony raised an eyebrow. Yeah? I think I need to clear something up, Jesse said, fidgeting with his gold zipper. Earlier, when I said, that I might like you. Tony nodded slowly, eyes patient. Jesse inhaled. I don't. Like that. I mean, I thought I did, but turns out it was just the possessed, lemon-scented bleach bath bomb we fought in Cabin 9. That thing messed with my head. I was seeing visions. You had a halo, and a six-pack that played music. Tony chuckled. That was real. I flexed to the Ghostbusters theme, just for fun. Jesse threw a pine cone at him. You jerk! You knew, didn't you? Tony shrugged. Figured it wasn't real. You're dramatic on a normal day, but after inhaling haunted aromatherapy, you were practically proposing with a mop ring. Jesse groaned, burying his face in his hands. Ugh, I'm never going near citrus again. Tony grinned. Hey, don't sweat it. You do like me. Just not like that. Jesse peeked between his fingers. You're not weirded out? Tony scoffed. Please, I'm a shirtless exorcist with a biceps to common sense ratio of 5-to-1. Weird is my home turf. They clinked soda cans. Jesse smiled. You're the best friend a guy could bleach ghosts with. Tony laughed. Back at you, Conditioner King. They sat in companionable silence. A foghorn sounded somewhere distant, probably from the haunted roller rink they'd been ignoring all week. Tony stood up, stretching. So, want to go rap battle some possessed corn dogs? Jesse leapt up, striking a pose. Let's sanitize some souls. They marched off into the mist, bleach bottles in holsters, hearts clear, friendship stronger than mildew. Sometimes the real magic isn't love. It's knowing who's got your back. And your best conditioner. Stay silky, baby. Stay true.